Hello, Gareth here, and in this video we're going to paint this scene. So I think it's a very beautiful scene of a national park where I live. So the first thing we're going to do is the sky. So one thing I want to do, one change I want to make, is I want to make this tree a bit higher up. I think it's a bit too big, but we'll see. And here's another one that I did. This was my first one. So a little bit different. So, and also with the sky, I want to make it a little bit more dramatic. I want a little bit more of yellow ochre in the sky. So let's see if we can achieve that. So first of all, I'm going to get my mop brush and I'm going to just wet this area where the sun is going to go. So this is just pure water. And now I'm going to get some yellow ochre and mix it well. And I start here and I slowly move inwards. And what should happen is that it gets a bit fainter. And then I stop about there, and that's where my sun is going to be. Okay, then I get a bit more yellow ochre, a bit thicker now, and I'm going to do it here and around here. But this is a very important point. I'm going to leave up here white and also here white. I might do a little here. So that's very important. I don't know why, but my students want to paint everything. I just think they think they're painting a wall or something, and they've just got to paint the whole lot. So I come down here, but I'm not so worried about this. This is now very watery. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now I'm going to do some blue, and I'm going to use our light blue, our cobalt turquoise light, or whatever it's called. And I want to do it a bit thicker this time. And I'm going to do it coming down here. Now perhaps I did a bit too much yellow ochre, but I'm going to leave it. Let's see what happens. But anyway, here I'm going to use it. And perhaps this has dried a bit too much, so I'm just going to spray above and have the drops fall down. And then here we go. Let that sink into that. Now we use yellow ochre and not yellow, because yellow will go green. I mean, this might a little, but yellow ochre doesn't go green quickly, but normal yellow will go green very quickly, which actually might look very interesting, but I don't want today. So I think that's looking pretty good. Like that. And now we're going to add a much darker clouds. And once again, the same with this. Don't paint everything. Leave these gaps. That's so important. Stop yourself, because I see students time and time again, they'll just paint the whole thing, and it's just a completely blue sky. So I'm going to use some blue, then a touch of yellow ochre, and we get a kind of very interesting colour. Bit more. got a hair there. No thank you, don't want you. And then maybe a touch of red. And this is drying out, so I'm just going to spray above. Now do be careful, if you leave it too late you're going to get a texture that you might not like. But if it's still fairly moist, you hopefully won't get any textural effects in your sky. Okay, so this is beginning to look good, and it's beginning to look quite strong, and it's a fairly thick mix. So here we go. And we come down here, and I don't want to cover all this light blue, so I'm really having to try and control myself, because just like students, I too want to cover the whole lot, and that's when it goes wrong. You've got to leave these lovely gaps, and these clouds just break down into little blobs like this. You have to be careful around this white area because it might have dried out, so you're not going to get a soft edge, but I'm quite lucky, maybe because I sprayed it. Now I covered too much there, but there you go. Should have left some more gaps in there, but I quite like that. But you can see how I'm starting to fill it in more and more. And I really need to try and stop myself. It's very, very difficult. You'll discover this as well. You'll just want to keep going and going. I think that's it. Maybe one more there. And we've done it. So there we go. That's the sky done. Let's just leave that now to dry.